Thank you for joining me for Music in My Life. And when I'm talking about life, do you remember a song which goes like this? Life, oh life, oh life, oh life. Well, that was a song written by Prince Samson. And I'm privileged to have his daughter, Samson, joining me as my special guest today. And she talks about music in her life and the path that she chose to take. Well, Shemaine, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining me in Music in My Life. Tell me a little bit about who is Shemaine. What does Shemaine do? Who is Shemaine, the musician?
Well, I was brought up in a house where Dad was always making music, whether in the studio or on his guitar. And my mum was a former member of the Happysiders in Guyana. And so me and my brothers, we were just brought up around this music at home and just singing and yeah.
So you're singing music activities like what? Singing and songwriting? I guess you do songwriting as well?
Well, like when I first started, I used to be one of those people that was quite nervous. Okay. So I was just singing in my bedroom and my dad could hear that I could sing and he used to encourage me, yeah.
All right, so are those nerves gone now?
They're still there sometimes, yeah.
Okay, and did you always want to pursue, I mean, obviously you grew up in a house of music, so was it a natural route for you to sort of say, well, I want to do music when I'm bigger?
I think it was a gradual process. I knew that I loved singing and I loved music, and then it kind of developed into a bit more as I got older. I always had the bug, but it took a bit of time for me to realise that I really wanted to pursue like a career in music.
Okay, so let's talk about your father, because your father is known as Prince Samson. He's a famous guitarist. Mm-hmm. And around the world, many people will know the song, Life, oh life, oh life, oh life, even though I chose to play it in a different key from that which Desiree sings it. So, this is a man behind that song. He wrote that song and produced that song as well?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Right.
And he kind of started off with, he was a guitarist for the Pasadenas. Oh, and wow. He used to do a lot of session stuff in Guyana. Yeah. And then I think that's when he got his first little break with the Pasadenas first. And then after that, he kind of, he started to work with Desiree, and it was I remember one time when he came with Desiree's CD, and he was trying to learn the music, and I was like, "Oh, Daddy, are you sure you can play that?" Because it was totally different from what he used to play. It was more like hand picking.
Oh yes.
So, and it was really cool to see him like adapt his style of playing.
Yeah. I remember the Pasadena as well, actually. I used to listen to them, which is showing my age a bit, isn't it? They're a great group.
Yeah, I love them.
So how would you describe your style as a musician? What would you say your style is as a singer?
I think vocally, my style is kind of laid back, quite soothing, soulful, and that's how I would describe.
Is that because of the sort of music you used to listen to, or is it just who you are as a person? You're smooth and cool and laid back, so you sing like that, or did you model your voice after anything that you heard?
I don't know if you know of Aaliyah. When I first got her first single, I kind of looked up to her and admired her because she had a similar voice to me. It was quite laid back, but she still managed to hold a presence in the song. Yeah.
Fantastic. And I mean, how do you write music? Do you have a particular formula you use?
Sometimes it comes to me, I'm sure with you, it comes to you in your dreams, or you just, if you hear a little melody, you just go to your keyboard or the piano and just start from there, really. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, we've spoken a bit about you, the singer, you, the songwriter, you being inspired. So are you inspired to sing something?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. And what do you want to sing?
I don't mind singing. There's a song called My Redeemer Lives.
Oh, Nicole Mullen.
Yeah,
I know that.
I love that song.
It's a great song, actually.
And I'm starting to learn to play a little bit on the guitar on that song.
And you brought your guitar with you?
No, I didn't bring it today.
All right, well, it's down to Ken again to play. All right. I'm used to it. My Redeemer Lives. Princa Samsona.
The sun, where to stand in the morning. Who taught the ocean you can only come this far? And who told the moon where to hide till evening? Whose words alone can catch a falling star? Redeemer lives. Well, I know my Redeemer, He lives. All of creation testifies this life within me cries. Well, I know my Redeemer that spins things in orbit, runs to the weary, the torn and the weak, and the same gentle hands that hold me when I'm broken. They conquered life and brought us victory. Redeemer, He lives. Well, I know my Redeemer, He lives. All of creation testifies this life within me cries. Well, I know my Redeemer, He lives to take away shame, and He lives forever. I'll proclaim that the payment for my sin was the precious life He gave, and there's a life and there's an empty grave, and He Redeemer, He lives. I know my Redeemer, He lives. All of creation testifies this life within me cries. Well, I know my Redeemer lives. He woke me up this morning. He lives. I know that I know, and I know that I know that He lives.
That was great, thank you.
Thanks, thank you.
So as a singer, your voice is your greatest asset.
Yeah.
Now, if that asset gets damaged or compromised in any way, then there's trouble, isn't it? So I know recently you had a...
Recently, yeah, I had laryngitis. If any singer, most singers... Well, no, I didn't know anything about it, so I had to do a lot of research about what it was. but it's a singer's worst nightmare to have. And it was when I was actually singing at a youth concert, and afterwards my voice was fine, but then 3 days after the concert, I kind of felt this weird sensation, and then all of a sudden it's like my vocal cords collapsed, so I couldn't, there was no speaking. I went to the doctors and they said I had laryngitis. I was like, oh, okay. So it's just basically when your larynx is inflamed, and so that's basically what happened. And so I was for about for a week I wasn't no speaking. And then afterwards, it kind of got better, but there was still something still there. And then I realized that the laryngitis actually highlighted a bad mistake that I've been doing for years.
Yeah.
So, but then it slowly healed, and it's a lot better now.
Well,
Yeah.
so was it, when you say bad mistake, was that the way that you were speaking, the way you were singing?
Yeah,
or?
because when I was singing, I was using all of these muscles here.
Yeah.
I've forgotten what they're called now. The intrinsic.
The intrinsic, muscles,
Muscles here.
Yeah.
So I was to sing when all of the power should be coming from my diaphragm.
Right.
So the muscles here kind of strained. Yeah.
And that's a sort of danger sometimes when singing contemporary music, because people actually hear all this power, and then instantly they kind of really go for it like that, and then the amount of tension that they're actually holding here. When you're quite right, a lot of the work should be done from deeper down, and really sort of supplying the energy of air which you actually shape. So, did you fear that this might be it?
Yeah, I was like, God, what happened? Please help me. Like, I was like, my goodness, basically, this whole experience made me really appreciate the gift that God has given me, and that I should just look after it and do what I can with it. And anytime I have any doubts come in my mind or negativity, I should just think, no, God has blessed you with this voice. Just do your best you can with it.
Great, yeah. Well, you recorded an album, an EP.
An EP, yeah.
Extended play. And just tell me a little bit about that process, because we're going to hear a song from that now called Our God Is. So, what inspired that song particularly?
Well, my dad had the actual chords for it, and he had a little bit of the actual structure, and he was like, Shemaine, this is such a cool song, and it's just sitting here and nobody hasn't used it. Why don't you try and write something?
So you're
to
saying
it?
that he had it for quite a while then?
It
wasn't just something that he had just put together for you?
No.
Wow, okay.
And I was like, okay, cool. My bigger brother, Sherwin, he was like there as well, and then we started coming up with a chorus. Our God is made of love, our God is made of joy. And then we just vibed off that, and then I started writing some verses for it, and it just came about like that.
Wow. And how long did it take to record? Are you the sort of perfectionist, or are you the auto-tuned?
Am I perfect?
Some artists do that, don't they? They just go in and they sing it, say, right, it sounds good. A few things need fixing, but we'll leave that to the recording.
What happened is we recorded it, and then my voice changed and it matured, and then I was like, I heard it later on, I was like, can we re-record it? So we had to re-record it, and the most fun I had was actually on the chorus, where I love harmony. I'm such a harmony girl. I was there just playing around with different harmonies and getting the right balance. So I enjoyed doing that part of the choruses of the song.
We're going to hear the song now. Our God Is by Shemaine Samson. And listen out, not only for her lead voice, but for what she's doing in the background. It's quite exquisite.
Since the grace of God came and saved me, my life's notes and left me with love, sweet love. Oh, what he does. He's given me his awesome love and powerful grace. Oh, I thank him, 'cause each day's a blessing. Oh, yeah. Our God is made of love. Our God is made of joy. Real joy. Real joy. Real joy. Our God is made of peace. Our God is made of love. Real joy. Made of joy. That joy. As the day turns to night, his words spread light. Our hearts speak truth. Our tongues can lie. Oh. He will clear the way and open your mind. Don't ever fear what you don't know. His spirit's near. He will lift you up and calm your soul. In God's love we're free. Believe in his help. Fulfill all your dreams. Oh, yeah. Our God is made of love. Our God is made of joy. Real joy. Real joy. Peace. Our God is made of love. Our God is made of joy. Real joy. Oh, real joy. He's my savior, my deliverer, my God, full of grace and mercy, grace and mercy. He's my savior, my deliverer, my guide, full of grace and mercy, full of grace and mercy. In case you didn't listen, said God's the only one that can free us from the troubles, because he gave his only son. Our God is made of peace. Our God is made of love. Real joy. Real joy. Real. I'ma tell you again. God's the only one. Oh, real joy.
So that was Our God Is. Now that song and the song you sang before were two gospel songs. So you've got a famous father who's produced Desiree used to sing in the Pasadenas and many other things. Now he's produced #1 chart hits. Now you could have easily gone down a route which says, okay, I'm not going to do this God stuff. It doesn't pay the mortgage. So what made you go down this route? What's the background to all this?
I think that it's just there's something about gospel music that just soothes my soul. It just gives me that inner peace. And from young, it's something that I wanted to try and make music that will give peace to people, give them encouragement and a sense of hope.
Yeah.
So that's why my music is kind of gospel orientated, and I love to just help my dad out as well, and I love the music that he does, and most of his stuff is very encouraging as well.
Right.
Yeah.
He does a lot of jazz music now, doesn't he? And you've helped him out on some of that.
Yeah,
stuff as well.
there's I've helped him out on his first album. There's a song on there called Let the Sunshine Through.
Okay.
So I was lead vocals on there, and we co-wrote the song together.
Right.
And he's got a second album coming out, and I'm just helping him do some vocals on 2 of the tracks there as well.
And you also did some backup vocals at times for the famous pop group Eternal.
Yes, I did. Yeah, that was actually my first TV appearance and like professional kind of experience. Yeah, it was cool. It was fun. All of my friends at school were really jealous. Yeah,
as they would be. So you've worked with these famous bands. You have a sort of father who's a famous producer and so forth. So somebody comes now and offers you £1 million recording contract to basically just give up all the sort of God stuff and to now pursue some nice sort of funky dance music. So Shemaine says what?
Wow, like you're saying it now here, it's easy for me to just say, no, I wouldn't do it and stuff, but it's very challenging. It's tempting to consider that, you could do that and make a whole lot of money, but then I know that inside it I wouldn't feel right and I wouldn't feel a sense of satisfaction as much as how lovely it sounds. Yeah.
Why wouldn't you feel that satisfaction though? What is it? Is it
That's
because
a good question,
is
yeah.
a conflict of the fact that because when you're singing gospel, you're singing God's music, and there's this conflicts inside or anything else?
That's a good question. Yeah, I'm not quite sure actually. It's just something that is like, because when I decided to like give my life to God, that's when it all kind of went back to there, and people, because I was actually really in the music then, and people were like, oh, what's going to happen to your music? What's going to happen to your career? And I was like, I'll still be doing it. Just because I'm, going to be walking closer to God doesn't mean that I'm going to stop doing my music.
Right.
So.
Yeah. And I admire that because, I think it's all a myth when people say that, well, if you're doing, you've got to give up the God stuff.
Yeah, that's
because
what
there are
I'm
a lot
saying.
of Christian artists, a lot of gospel artists. I mean, in America, gospel and Christian music is outselling classical music and jazz music combined. Right? So the sales outstrip that. And, there are many, many people, who are making, great careers and just doing what they want to sing and not being dictated to. So it's a good on you for that, and long may that continue, really. And the great thing about what you're doing is you're combining what you want to do in terms of the message that you want to give across and the message of your faith with great production. Now, what we're going to do, I thought would be great, just to kind of do a bit of a songwriting session very, very quickly.
Yeah.
And so I want you just to sort of sum up, just a few words, just anything that comes into your head, pops into your head about your life, or what sums up Shemaine or Shemaine's life, or something you want to say to the world or whatever. Just a few key words, and then let's see.
Unpredictable.
Unpredictable. So that means, if you're unpredictable, it means what implications does that have for the song?
Enthusiastic.
Enthusiastic, okay.
Optimistic.
Optimistic. All right.
I can't think these words are going to be very hard to try and put in a song.
Well, you don't actually have to. You can choose synonyms if you want. So unpredictable. Let's not call it unpredictable. Let's call it creative. Let's call it...
Creative, I like that word.
You don't conform to every single rule. All right, great. So unpredictable or creative, whatever. Enthusiastic, optimistic. All right, okay. Are you good at lyrics? Can you write lyrics really quickly?
Sometimes it takes me a bit of time. Like if I'm in the zone, then it's like, this flows out of me, and I have to actually get in a dictaphone because like for some reason, pen and paper just slows everything down for me.
Yeah. Okay. So how do you want to do this? You want me to play something, and then you're going to throw in some words? Just see how it all happens. Just
okay.
Throw everything into the mix, a few herbs, and mix it up a bit.
Are you good? As long as you join me too.
As long as I join you too. All right. Well, I'm playing. Okay. I'll sing. Now, one thing I forgot to mention is that, of course, you sing in my choir.
Yeah.
So we get to work together a lot, and you're now obviously part of the world famous London Adventist Chorale as a second soprano, which is I guess very different from what you do, because you're singing a lot of a cappella music. How do you enjoy the experience?
It's going great.
Yeah.
I'm really so privileged to be working with you, Ken, as well. Actually, I don't know if I ever told you this,
It's my
but
checkbook.
So yeah, but like I'm actually so privileged that you actually interviewed me. This is just crazy, you know, to just be here on the show.
Well, it's all
And to
music's
just-
about sharing, really. It's not, you
Yeah.
know, nobody's there. I think we're all on the same level doing the same thing.
Amen.
Brilliant. Okay, so here's the song, Unpredictable. That's a nice title for a song.
Unpredictable.
Okay. Let me do a chord sequence.
So I'm just gonna just sing literally.
Just sing anything that comes to mind.
Unpredictable is what I do. I may not know which way to turn, but my Lord will tell me way to go. Unpredictable,
Unpredictable
is what I am.
is what I am.
But the Lord will show me, direct me, teach me, show me which way to go. Yeah.
That's right, we don't know the words, we just dance.
Optimistic is what the Lord gives me. Showing me love, patience, fruits of the Spirit. Optimistic is what I desire. He shows me love, peace. This is why I love him so.
Unpredictable. That's the first performance. It was unpredictable. Thanks for making music. Well, I've had an enjoyable time here on Music in My Life. I'm really grateful for my guest, Samson, who has really shared a very, very powerful story. Now, you have a story. You have a song. Don't let anybody silence that song. You have a right to share that song. It's your story. Tell it. Join me again.